Order number 7, questions and statements.
Jerry Maina.
Apologies, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, thank you. I rise to request for statement regarding the delay in disbursement of the Higher Education Loans Board funds. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the ongoing funding crisis affecting students in institutions of higher learning across the country. Honorable Speaker, on 20th December 2024, the High Court of Kenya, in Kenya Human Rights Commission and 3 others versus the AG and 4 others, 2024, declared the new higher education funding model unconstitutional and issued an order of prohibition which barred implementation of the model until the government complies with the Constitution and the necessary legal requirements. Thereafter, the Ministry of Education undertook to introduce a new tertiary institution funding model to address the matter. This is expected to be implemented later in the year. Despite the government undertaking to revert to the old higher education loans board, HELB model, there has been an apparent lack of commitment to timely disbursement of funds to students. This contravenes the provisions of Article 43(1) of the Constitution, which guarantee the right of every person to education. At present, thousands of students continuing with their studies face financial distress as they are unable to pay tuition fees, which has left them locked out of examinations. This has triggered unrest in universities across the country, with students staging protests and, in other cases, lecturers boycotting examinations. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education on the following. 1, the total amount of funds disbursed by the National Treasury under the Higher Education Loans Board, HELB model, including specific dates of these disbursements. 2, the total number of students who have benefited from the disbursed funds since November 2024, and the measures put in place to ensure timely disbursements of funds to prevent future disruptions in learning. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Melly, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Honorable Speaker, 2 weeks is very far. The information that the honorable member is asking is very urgent, very important.
Well done. Wednesday next week.
So I want to bring it, I think Tuesday next week.
Tuesday?
Yes.
You'll be ready?
I'll be ready with it.
Tuesday, 2:30.
Yes, thank you.
The Ministry of Education has attributed the delay in releasing capitation to schools in the country due to financial constraints in the government. Education CS Migos Ogamba, however, assured school heads that the ministry will start releasing capitation from next week.
The cohorts that were affected by that ruling, in terms of first years and second years, we were able to ensure that resources were released to them using other programs that we had in place, other methods that we had in place, and the resources have already been released to the students as we speak.
School principals have warned of serious management challenges following the delays. The Education CS says the government had filed an appeal against the court's decision on the university funding model, arguing that the court's decision was erroneous. Despite the setback, however, he says the government has ensured that university students receive their funding through the old model. Ogamba confirmed that 3.2 billion had already been sent to university students, and a new funding report will be released next week.
The 50% that was supposed to be released this term For secondary schools, we've released 25% of that portion. So there's another 14 or 15 billion that is pending, and that figure is going to be released next week. We are aware of the strain that the schools are going through, and we're doing everything possible to make sure that the resources arrive in school for them to be able to continue.
Declining to wade into the politics surrounding the ongoing promotion of teachers, the Education CS termed it a purview of the Teachers Service Commission. Officials of teachers' unions NAT and KUPPET have criticized the TSC for promoting only 25,288 teachers, describing the number as inadequate to address career stagnation among educators across the country.
We have many teachers who are qualified for promotion. The Teachers Service Commission, instead of employing teachers professionally, there is politicization of employment in this country.
Promotions come depending on available spaces and depending on how you perform, then they'll be done. And it's being done by TSC, and as you are aware, TSC is an independent body. We've just completed the interviews, and they are now undertaking the exercise of analyzing to see who is going to be promoted.
Mary Moki, Citizen TV.